believe it or not, this is Laura with the Start Small podcast. And yes, I am still around. It's been like a month since I've uploaded a podcast episode, and I had promised I would be doing it 3 times a week. And obviously that's not going to happen. So, but I don't want to give up on the Start Small podcast because one, I enjoy it. And 2, there are more and more people that are looking for ways to earn extra income. And so they're looking not only, they're looking to start small, whether it's not even a business. Maybe some people are looking for hobbies, or they just want to change something about their life. That's really what this podcast is about. It's not just business, which is the original name of my podcast. Was It's Not Just Business, and it's the name of my Substack. So it all ties in together. It's this starting small, but it's not just business, because it's so much more than business. Business is more than business, especially for micro businesses, because it really, your life, your personal and spiritual lives are just so intertwined with projects. And really, honestly, I'm really focusing on those of you who are creatives. So a lot of artists and writers and whatever, they're not out there to build these big businesses. Some of them it's for hobby, some of it's for ministry, some of it is business. But whatever it is that you choose to do, that's what we're here for. And so I will try to get on here as often as I can. I have 2 micro businesses. I've got a magazine, and so I just launched my latest issue, which is why I was AWOL for so long. I just couldn't do a podcast episode while I was doing that. And then afterwards, it's just a few, there's just always a lot of work to do. And then I have my vintage typewriter business, which you guys I'll put links below. Go check out what's going on. So Tom Hanks sent me, or his office or whatever, but Tom Hanks, I got a typewriter from his personal collection. Wow. That's cool. I don't watch a lot of movies and stuff, but I've definitely seen a lot of Tom Hanks movies. And I know that he's a huge typewriter fan. And so our typewriter business has been around for 5 years. I do YouTube videos, tutorial videos for typewriters, and we're not big. We do 3 typewriters a week. I mean, we're really tiny, and we work out of our home, but in the typewriter world, people know our business. I mean, it's a small community of people. And, so I was just really honored that we were chosen to receive one of his personal typewriters that he signed for us and sent a letter. And so that was really exciting for me. So you don't have to be big business to be seen. We are a micro business. It's just my husband and I on our typewriter business. And like I said, we do 3 typewriters a week. And then I do tutorial videos on YouTube. And I've got I don't remember. I've got somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 followers on YouTube. So we're tiny. We're super micro. But I got a typewriter from Tom Hanks. And so who knows where this is going to go. This has only been around for a year. We only have a handful of subscribers right now. But you never know. Your size does not have to do with your impact. It can. It does. Yes. The more people, the more impact you have. But for me, because I actually have some people that are pushing me to really expand and advertise my magazine because they think it's really good. And I'm honored and I'm flattered by that. But for me, the biggest impact is that this magazine gets in the right hands. So some people can get it and flip through it, but it's not for everybody. The impact's going to come when it comes to the right person and it gets down really deep. So never look down on yourself for being small. Never look down. So maybe you have a devotional channel on YouTube and you only have 10 subscribers. You don't know the impact that you have on those 10 lives and how maybe one of those lives is going to go is going to impact even more people. We think we want to have the hundreds of thousands of followers, but you know what? The people that have those followers, they were impacted by somebody that probably none of us know their name. And when you get to heaven, if you are a believer in Jesus, when you get to heaven, you will be credited with impacting the people that those people influenced. It's a multiplication. It's like network marketing kind of a thing, in a good way. So you impact a person and maybe that person impacts 1 million people. You get credit for that. And it's not about what you get credit for. It's about, are you doing what you love? And all of us down deep, when we get down to the heart, yes, we want to make money, but you know what? I think almost everybody, when you get a email or a note card that says, wow, you really touched me, guarantee you, I know for me, that means more than any amount of money that can come into my bank account. It brings tears to my eyes when somebody says, wow, that really changed me. So don't look down on your smallness. And whatever you're doing, maybe you like to sing songs. Maybe you're just now getting started in creativity. I have a friend who's doing that. She might be watching, so good on you, Mary. Maybe you are just exploring. There's a next step coming. You don't know what it is yet. Go out and try different things. What is your heart saying? You're like, oh, I really want to try pottery, and you've never done it. Just do it. You never know what's going to happen. That's what happened with our typewriter business. I had just shut down a business. I was not looking to start another one. I had no money because I had just lost my pants on my last business. So, but I wanted to write. I just had this urge to write. And so I was like, but I don't want to sit in front of a computer all day, which I'm doing. And so I told my husband, I want to look for a typewriter. And at the time, he was working for Goodwill Industries. And so I was like, hey, let's just look for an old typewriter, because back then they actually were like throwing them away because nobody wanted them. So we got a couple for a few bucks, and we're like, hey, let's see if we can fix these up, and it took my husband a while to figure out how to fix them up. Like my first one, I totally covered it in oil, which is not the right thing to do, and I ended up having to drive 2 hours one way to a repair person to fix that typewriter that I just poured oil on. And he's like, hey, somebody put a bunch of oil in this, and I'm like, oh, really? Anyway, but we took those typewriters, we fixed them up, and I was like, hey, I wonder if we could sell these. And it was just more of a, what do you think? And the next thing we knew, we literally had a typewriter business overnight. It was that fast. And it doesn't always happen. That has never happened to any of my other businesses. But this typewriter business happened almost quite by accident. We weren't planning it. We weren't looking for it. It was just, I was interested in a typewriter. We put one out and somebody bought it, and we're like, hey, let's do a couple more. And they bought them like right away. And we're like, and we just kept going. It's 5 years later, 2,500 typewriters later. And I get a typewriter from Tom Hanks. So you just don't know. So I'm saying take some chances, go out. Don't be afraid to start small. Sorry, I haven't been around. I hope you keep sticking with me. I'm going to be as regular as I can, but I'm going to refrain from promising to be 3 times a week or anything else, because the truth is, juggling 2 businesses and I got off of eating healthy because my time was crazy, and so I'm trying to make that a priority. So juggling all of that, just life and eating well and not sitting all day. I have some extra weight right here because I'm not walking or exercising. So I'm trying to exercise, eat right, run 2 businesses. But I still want to do this podcast because there's a few of us out here that need to talk about this. So I hope it encourages you. If you know somebody that you think would enjoy this podcast, let them know. Invite them along and give me your comments. I want to know what you want to talk about. So until next time, shalom.